Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the latest Ultimate Clash to come to DBZ Dokkan Battle. We'll start out with our team build to take on the Metal Cooler, and then obviously at around 3 minutes in, I'll leave a timestamp in the video, we'll go through all the other bosses and my team builds for them. Now for Cooler is obviously immune to not much. He recovers 4% HP a turn, 15% evasion chance. He can fire 3 supers in a turn, which is always a bit of a deal breaker. He lowers damage and attack for all units and also greatly raises his damage and attack. So he's pretty difficult to handle. Honestly, if you can get him locked in early, if you can seal him early, stun him early, attack lower him early, he's one of those fights that can be absolutely easy to handle. And then you can also have those moments where he absolutely incinerates your team by supering 3 times immediately and causing you a lot of problems. So what you have to do, unfortunately, is just keep a couple backup teams. You'll see I have my Super AGL team, but I have a USS team backup. I also have an Extreme AGL team backup. And basically you just want to make sure that you have, I'd say, 2 or 3, even 4 teams. And I know it sounds excessive, but it's just on the off chance that Cooler decides to be a real piece of work and basically absolutely incinerate you by firing supers off super early every single turn. Once you do have Cooler under control, once you do have him attack lowered a bit or stunned or sealed, then generally you're quite good to go. Stunning and sealing, especially sealing and attack lowering, are very powerful mechanics for Ultimate Clash. Whenever you're building your team, always include those mechanics. I'll be going through each boss and what they're susceptible to, but it's absolutely crucial that you bring these type of mechanics. Even if it buys you a single turn, buys you a single rotation, whatever it's achieving, it will achieve something that's going to help you out a lot. So that's my real suggestion to you. Obviously, yeah, it depends a lot on you. It depends a lot on what you think. Depends a lot on what you're trying to get done. But I think ultimately, for me at least, I would definitely say that from my side, there's definitely a real need to have those type of utility-based abilities for you in your team. And in my Super AGL team, Margarita is a great choice for that. I love using her. She brings all that I really need. Attack lowering, defense lowering, sealing. So she's a great choice. And also because she has evasion, she's not a bad choice as well because she can kind of handle the heat of Cooler. Obviously, you can always have Cooler, randomly super you 3 times. You can have him evade all your attacks. There's a lot of things he can still do that can still give you a lot of problems. But yeah, I personally would just say, keep it in mind and basically, try your best. If you stick to these metrics when building your team, you're going to be fine. Now we've beaten a good old Cooler. Obviously, we need to go through all the other units. That's obviously my suggestion. For me, personally speaking, so the other kind of bosses, really the first 2 levels, level 1 and level 2, are not super difficult. I say not super difficult. Obviously, if you're a new player, Ultimate Clash can be very challenging for you. But I think level 1 and level 2 are fairly accessible. For people who don't know, I mainly run mono-type teams, which means units of 1 typing. But for the first 2 bosses, I always use the Ginyu Force and Team Bardock. Yajirobe has a 25% evasion chance, but he doesn't hit too hard. You should be able to get through him, plus if you fail, you can reset. And the same with General Rilldo. You generally can just get through him with the Bardock team. Everything goes more than fine. The team lead Bardock just generally beats him, and there's nothing too hard with level 1. Level 2, things ramp up a little bit. Nail is immune to attack lowering and defense lowering, so is Pan, and so is Cabba. Nail is immune to stunning, so is Pan, and so is Cabba as well. However, they are all slightly different. Cabba raises his attack on a super. Pan doesn't do much. Nail raises his attack and defense. Monotype teams will work really well here. Sealing will help you, but honestly, these guys don't hit super hard. Level 2 is a step up from level 1, but they're not hitting insanely hard. Again, all of these fights are generally pretty straightforward. Probably Cabba is the one that's the most difficult to handle. Then we get to level 3. This is where things definitely step up. Again, monotype teams here. So for Garlic Jr., monotyping team, Garlic Jr. can seal your super, which is a huge problem. He randomly selects a unit. It's very irritating. He also heals. Your best method for him and both Boos is stunning. So for him, Boo Evil and Boo Good, you want to stun all 3 of them. They all heal. By stunning them, you prevent the heal and give yourself the best opportunity to win. So all of your lineup should include a stun, if not at the very minimum a seal, because all 3 can be sealed as well. Attack lowering also helps. So attack lowering, stunning, and sealing imperative for both all 3 Garlic Jr., the 2 Boos, and then Gohan. Gohan's a little bit different because he can stun you. It is a little bit irritating. He also raises and boosts his attack and defense, but I find Gohan is fairly easy to handle because he has a countdown super to his more damaging ability. So as long as you can seal him in between those 2 turns, generally handling Gohan is fairly straightforward, I would say, without obviously going into too much detail. I think he, out of all 3 or 4 bosses before Metal Cooler, is probably the one I have the least issues with, but obviously he can still be a challenge. And then we have Metal Cooler, who, depending on what day it is, could be a huge problem for you. I think the big thing with Cooler is that he lowers your defense, so he can start to hit you pretty hard. But that's it from me. If you need any more help, let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, bye.